jacket weather.
Oh, you might be fine.
Anybody hear from those people who went south? How they're doing?
Oh, yeah,
If I wish they were back. Well,
Yeah.
especially if they were in Texas.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that looked awful.
So how come, oh, I know why that. Sorry, I pointed it. Hi, Darla, Dan Hayter. I've got you on speakerphone, and we also have Marcus on speakerphone. We're going to start here in about a minute or so, a little more than that.
Okay.
You can hear me okay?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, I'm
You want to
gonna
put it on there?
put it here and
Okay.
we'll see,
Okay.
because I don't know how close we really want
Yeah,
them
yeah, I don't know
together.
what would happen if you put it
Yeah, they don't want to cross the streams. Good, you caught it, that's good. That's good.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Have you ever asked Alexa what happens if you cross the streams? Give that a shot
Do it
sometime.
when I get home. Get what?
She'll tell you.
I'll do it when I get home. Pretty excited to find out.
Okay, that beep is signified 6 p.m. Start the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. 6 p.m. we start the meeting, Pledge of Allegiance, and if you've had an opportunity to look at the agenda, I would need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. I'll second that.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'm sorry, Darla, Melissa made the motion and Linda seconded the motion.
Oh, okay.
Is there any,
My phone went-
that's
my
all right.
phone went blah for a minute, so I must have missed it.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Melissa, how do you vote?
Aye.
Darla?
Aye.
Marcus?
Aye.
Dave?
Hi.
And Linda?
Aye.
All 5 yes. Motion passed. We will move on to public input.
Yes, I do. I have a question on the custom computer. What was the necessity of having a custom computer built specially for the shop?
As I understand, the stuff that they wanted on the computer, it was cheaper to have it come from Allied Software than it was to get a Dell or an HP
It was
with
cheaper.
those features.
Okay, a bigger memory or what?
No, it was exactly the same machine, but it was cheaper.
VG
They were
cards.
identical,
Oh, okay.
they were identical.
Okay. The website, where I'm at, I'm not seeing any updates or anything as far as minutes and stuff. If we have a website that's operational, we should be at least printing the minutes on that website.
So the website, I took the old one down today, and it's populating. So within 48 hours, our new one should be up.
Okay, okay. Is there a contact number for Marcus, for people in his ward to be able to contact him via telephone or cell
Didn't we
phone?
just go over this last
Wasn't that put in the paper, Gordon, or was it not?
I don't,
It's not on the list,
It will be, it's not yet.
Okay,
okay? Quick thing on the cemetery, shouldn't we at least be cleaning off the roads within the cemetery, so if somebody wants to go in and visit a grave, that they can get in without getting stuck? I noticed that there hasn't been any cleaning of, just a routine or a bare minimum cleaning of the roads within the cemetery. I did have a question on the city-owned buildings as far as it relates to masks. And I don't remember if it was included in the resolution. The bar is city-owned. It's leased, but it's city-owned.
It is specifically in the
Yeah,
ordinance
yes,
that it
it
does
was.
not apply to the bar.
Oh, okay. That's what I was asking. I'm going to hand this out. It's something that to be made aware of. This is something that happened in Armstrong. And I really don't think we want to go there on that. It's the mayor and 2 finance officers.
Thank you, 1 second. Pat, could you forward that to me?
Marcus, it's 11 pages of news article that came from Armstrong, Iowa.
Oh, okay, can you guys give me the title?
Yes, the title is, this came from the Esterville News. Multi-year investigation leads to the arrest of Armstrong officials.
I think he's just gonna Google it, Pat.
That's all right, it won't take but a second.
But this,
we all did.
like I said, it's important because I'm seeing some similarities in this happening. This is still, the charges are still coming down, and it involved two finance officers. It did involve a police officer. That part we don't have, but we have some issues that mirror what's in here. I wanted to bring this to your attention and
So
kind of
noted. Anything else?
and take a look at it. Okay. I think I had one other thing and I don't see it now. And it just dealt, this particular article dealt with ongoing criminality.
So are you accusing someone of criminality here?
No, I'm just giving you a heads up.
Well, you said that there was.
You
some
just said that it's going on
I,
here.
I said the thing that we have in common is the possibility of ongoing criminality.
You said similarities.
Yeah, that's not what you said, but.
Anyway,
I think that's everything I had. Again, just getting the numbers for constituents and the question on the custom computer, so.
is there any other public input? If not, I have some via somebody at work that asked me about dog licensing specifically. And they asked me, so why did the dog license go up? And I've done some research on my end, and I found that every single person that we know of that had a dog and or cat in the city of Alcester was sent a letter that specifically told them that if an animal had not been altered, had not been fixed, so to speak, the price went from $10 to $25. The letters went out. The letter went out to the individual. I found out that
That's not a new
asked me
change
to
from this year, though, wasn't it? That was already in effect last year, wasn't it?
It could be, but I guess my point is, the information's going out to people, but they're just, you know, they're not necessarily heeding it, they're not necessarily reading it, and I think that's something that we need to try to fix. We need to try to mention things, and the website is going to do a great job of this. It's going to reiterate things, and when people ask questions that are easily answered by just simply clicking on a website. I mean, it's obvious they're not paying attention, so I think that's an important thing. Anyway, for the record, the license fees have been set, and they are in the fee structure, and they have been for an extended period of time, and everyone that we know of that has a pet, whether that be a dog or a cat, has already gotten that information, so. That's the only public input I had, and the answer to that public input. Is there any other public input?
I just had a question. Have the wreaths in the park been taken down yet?
The answer is no. I wondered that myself a couple days ago, but I do know that Lonnie had talked to me about it once, and he said trying to enlist the aid of Axel is sometimes difficult because Axel is so busy.
I don't, Mr. Mayor, see the need that those need to be taken down. They make a nice walkway through the park after dark. If we take them down, we'll need to put them back up sometime in the fall. If Hallmark can have Christmas in July movies coming along all season, I think we can have the wreaths up in the park all season, all year.
Well, I guess I've just received some complaints about it looking tacky having Christmas in July. I think they would also complain about Hallmark, so I don't really have a comment to do because that does happen. I just don't think it should. But that was only the public input that I wanted to give.
I too agree that it does look odd, but it is kind of nice to see some light. One thing I would strongly suggest us to remove the wound wire coming down the poles. The wreaths are fine, but there should be nothing that anybody can reach from the ground, and even a tall person from a small ladder or whatever. I don't think they should be able to reach that. It's still an electrical wire, not to say that it's live, but it's dangerous.
Talking about lights or?
Yeah, they're lights. And they used to have actual lights in them, and somebody has taken all those out, so, or not all of them, quite a bit of them. Did that answer the question so far, Marcus?
I mean, the question as to them being still up, but I do want to just bring it to everyone's attention that I received multiple complaints from people about them being up all year.
So they do have your number then?
They do.
Okay, cool.
You get all that, Darla?
Yep, I got that.
Okay. Is there any other public input? Hearing none, we'll go on to the property tax abatement. You've got a document, I believe, that supports the abatement.
I didn't print it out, I just printed it out.
Oh, okay. I know I read it.
$138.05,
6 cents.
6 cents.
Yep.
So 138.06 is
No,
the
135,
135.06.
correct.
And this is for a elderly or disabled person that didn't get their paperwork in on time.
That is correct.
If they would have got the paperwork in on time, there wouldn't have been an issue.
That is correct.
You need a motion, Mr. Mayor?
I would need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the tax abatement of $135.06 for parcel 01.11.03.1015, an assessment freeze for elderly disabled.
Second.
Motion was made by Dave and seconded by Melissa to approve the tax abatement for 135.06 on that parcel that's listed on your agenda for elderly/disabled. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Melissa, how do you vote?
Aye.
Darla?
Loser?
Darla, are you there? Marcus?
Hi.
Oh, she lost the call.
We may have to review that.
Sorry, lost you there.
That's all right, Darla, hang on just a second. I'm gonna continue and then we'll review where you missed. Dave, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
And Linda?
Aye.
All right, 4 out of 5.
I was looking at that, and then I think my finger hit my nose.
Oh.
I vote aye too.
All right, so you are in favor of the tax abatement for that parcel listed on your agenda in the amount of $135.06.
Did you get Marcus?
Yeah, I asked Marcus. All 5 voted yes, aye, and it passes. We'll move on to number 6 then, department updates, and the police department, Chief Christie.
I got nothing,
Really has nothing to report.
unless there's something for me.
And I don't see anything or hear anything.
Definitely.
That's good news, huh?
Yeah.
Then we'll move on to the street department, and I know Lonnie's not here, but Pat has some information about new street signs.
Actually, street lights.
That's what I meant. I said signs.
So I had someone approach me to see if it would be possible to get a couple of lights installed on East First Street and going north on Lincoln Drive, because it is, especially from that corner of Lincoln Drive going north to Anderson, there's absolutely no light in between that area and only 2 or 3 houses and Alcota's building. And so if you are a walker, that section is very dark. And I contacted Mid-American because I wasn't sure where the cutoff line changes. And Mid-American has the light across from Forbes Garage, and Mid-American has the light on the corner of Church and East First. So across the street to the village is Southeastern. And Southeastern's policy is, as long as you don't go over 300 feet between lights, there's no charge for them to install a light. Also, if you're okay with a wooden pole versus aluminum. If you would like an aluminum pole, I believe at this point it's about $300 per light, per pole. So what I'm asking, if it's acceptable with you, is that we put 2 lights on East First Street. And so just roughly measuring the 300 feet from the corner, which is where we have a light now, that would put us real close to that driveway. And then another 300 feet would put us somewhere in that open area west of the parking lot for the village. And then going north on Lincoln Drive, if we could put in a couple of lights, it would be very close to the Alcota driveway and next to Carol Ford's Lane and the vacant lot, kind of right in that area. So,
But we have one that's gonna be 79 feet too far.
Oh, isn't it 300 feet? That was the magic number?
300,
So it's gonna be,
So we
it's
got
gonna be
300.
679 feet too far.
No,
we
we got one here, so then there'd be one up by Alcota's driveway, 300 feet up there. Another one up by the vacant lot, 300 more feet, but then we still got 379.3 feet to go.
But we're not going over 300 feet from this corner one.
Oh, I
If we
see
would
what
go
you're saying.
over 300 feet this way, because we already have power here.
So none of them are over 300 feet span.
Correct. And I'm not exactly sure how they would do that crossover, or if they would cross over. I think everything would be on the west side of Lincoln Drive, not anything on the east side.
So the power would all come from the corner down there by the Alcota building.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Means they already have power there, plus Southeastern Services, Village, and Alcester.
Yeah,
County.
okay. So we need 300 plus 300, yeah. Well, being I've lived next to a wooden pole for 42 years and it hasn't fallen down yet, I think that'd be a good choice.
So Darla and Marcus, are you both still with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I don't know if you heard all that discussion, but for all practical purposes, if we put in wooden poles, or if we have wooden poles put in, there would be no cost aside from the electricity for the lights.
Correct.
And that,
I think in that part of town, what poles would be fine too.
All right, well, we've had discussion. Is there any more discussion at this time? If not, I think we're just gonna put in some lights.
we don't need a motion?
Signs and lights. It doesn't look like we need a motion. It's free, right, except for monthly electricity bill?
The energy.
It's free like a cat.
Yeah, there you go. Like buying a boat. Okay, then we will move on to number 7, discretionary taxing formula resolution / ordinance.
At the time I did the agenda, Sam hadn't confirmed if it would be necessary to do a resolution. The county recommended a resolution, but Sam wanted to check, because in the past, in 2015, when we put this in place, it was by ordinance. So over the weekend, Sam presented it. So it is an ordinance, and so when the motion is made, I also didn't know the language he was going to put on the top, so you'll follow the language of the ordinance provided. Basically, in the legislation of 2020, they cleaned up the categories, and we had already identified the categories in our 2015. He just needed to modify the codes that codified law referenced them as. So that is the purpose of the update to this.
So, in essence, what we're talking about is ordinance number 2021-04.
And so just to clarify, we're not actually changing anything about the tax formula. It's just staying consistent with the previous language.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any other discussion regarding this ordinance? Hearing none, I would need a motion to approve the first reading of that ordinance.
I'll make a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance 2021-04, an ordinance amending chapter 10.03 of the 2018 revised municipal ordinances of the city of Alcester.
I'll second that.
Melissa made the motion and Linda seconded the motion to approve that ordinance. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, Melissa, how do you vote?
Aye.
Darla?
Aye.
Marcus?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
And Linda?
Aye.
5 aye. We'll move on to number 8, finance office and water meter electronic read information.
So a couple months ago, I met with a gentleman from Core, Maine. One of our meter reader guns is starting to fail. I believe it just needs to have a battery replaced. So I contacted Core in Maine, which is who we purchase all of our inventory water meter and fire hydrant parts from. And they told me about our gun, and they're like, no, you can't just replace the batteries in that, and that gun is very old. And so then that started the conversation of, well, it's kind of been on our budget for a couple of years to do the radio read. project, and with each year that has gone by, technology has changed and improved. And so they are coming down on Wednesday. 2 representatives are coming down on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. And Dale and Lonnie will attend, Wanda will attend. I've asked the mayor, and I did ask Dave because he sat in it when we had our meeting in like 2016. So hopefully at the next meeting, we'll have some better solid information for you. I'm also going to see if I can set up a meeting with another vendor on this.
Do you remember what the budget was? I know, like you said, it's been a couple years that we've had it in there.
I had it right around 100,000, and I need him to kind of explain this quote a little bit better, but right now, what he provided me is 121,000. So, but I'm not exactly sure. There's actually 2 different systems we'll be looking at. One of them is a drive-by, and one of them is installing a tower either on our water tower or on this building, which would collect the reeds. And we know that we don't really need that. I mean, that would be the Cadillac, but if we could drive the town, which would take less than half an hour, that would be a great stepping stone. So, and the technology, you can build upon it. So if we started there, just to get us to the radio read, we could eventually add the tower.
Do we have the authority to put a tower on this building?
I don't know about on this building, but we could on the water tower. That would be the better place anyway, it's a higher point, so. That's where it is in Emory. It's one of the best things we did, that and starting our own garbage collection. We don't want to go there right now. Anyway, that's just information. And then you've got a list, right? Destroy list?
Yes. And I have the items here.
Looks like a lot of 12, 13, and 14 will be destroyed.
I know you're sick of me asking this question, but this is keeping with the,
Yep. Retention records?
fill in the gap here, what am I trying to say?
Retention.
There we go, thank you.
Yes, basically, the materials that I'm asking to dispose of, honestly, we only need to keep 1 year in the office, 3 year in storage, or it can be gone. I'm actually saving 6 years. So.
All right, so we've had some discussion. Is there any other discussion regarding destroying these records?
I don't think you need to keep bank statements 7 years.
That's for tax purposes, but we don't.
Once you go through an audit,
Then you're okay?
Mhm.
Okay.
yep.
I just don't want to get
And-
ourselves in trouble for anything.
Right.
Actually, I've been scanning a lot of our bank statements. I
Okay.
haven't scanned 14, but I've scanned 15 to the present. So especially last year, our audit was virtually through the internet, basically.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I scanned everything.
Okay.
So, I know, it does make me a little.
I know all of our, everything we have, when anybody that calls, any business, anything, it says 7 years, all of our paperwork.
The state
And
puts out
some
a,
things are permanent, you never destroy it.
correct. And cities are
So-
subject to the same.
So I just wanted to make sure that I didn't want to get us in trouble.
Yeah, no, the state has a records retention
Okay,
booklet.
so it's 6 years. Good.
It's actually 4.
Oh,
One in
4
the
years.
office,
You do.
3 in storage, and then you can dispose.
And once you scan them,
And they're in
then you should be able to
perpetuity,
get
really.
rid of
Well,
the papers.
And
No?
with our, I feel good about getting rid of the vouchers because I could pull reports to 2011. That's when we went online with our,
Okay.
check writing ability. So,
Is that cloud storage?
no, it's the second hard drive on the machine.
Okay, so it is redundantly backed up, so. All right. Is there any other discussion regarding destruction of what's on the list there?
You gonna take them to a shredder place?
We still have our shred container in the corner there.
Oh, great. Yellow, fit in there?
Yes.
Any other discussion? If not, I would need a motion to destroy those records.
I'll make the motion to destroy the items on the Alcester City Record Destroy List for February 2021.
I'll second.
Melissa made the motion and Dave seconded the motion. Darla, are you still with us?
Yeah.
And Marcus?
Okay. I am.
Okay. In that case, Darla, you already voted?
Yep.
All right. You said aye.
Yep.
Marcus?
I.
Melissa?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
And Linda?
Aye.
All five aye.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, that's okay.
So we'll move on to reminders and updates. There are some petitions that we need to have brought in by the last work day in February, Friday the 26th of February at 5 p.m. We're going to have the 2021 chip sealing bid opening March 1st, 2021 at 6:15 p.m. The Board of Equalization meeting will be March 15th, 2021 at 6 p.m., City Council meeting. However, we will be acting as the Board of Equalization at that time. And the appeal deadline for that meeting will be March 11th, 2021 at 5 p.m. Election day, should there be an election, will be Tuesday, April 13th, 2021.
And is it March 18th, the district meeting?
Yes.
Virtual meeting.
That's a Tuesday. Isn't it? No, Tuesday or Wednesday? I'm not sure. I'll put it on the next agenda for sure.
Thank you.
All right, we will move on to item number 9. Is executive session needed? I assume that that means there is no executive session needed. In that case, then we move on to item number 10. I would need a motion.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Dave and seconded by Melissa to adjourn the city council meeting. Is there any other discussion? If not, Melissa, how do you vote?
Aye.
Darla?
I.
Marcus?
I.
Dave?
Aye.
And Linda?
Aye.
5 yes, and we have adjourned at 6:31 p.m. I think the one that you had when I was at Sanford Hospital that Monday, I think that was 27.
Was it?
I think it was.
You're keeping
So-
track?
So I missed
So I
by
was sick
4.
last week.
No, I just wanted to make
That's why I haven't got
6:30,
back.
so I missed my goal.
There's
but-
awesome.
I think,
Okay.
that's 3 feet, I heard from 2 folks,
Okay,
good stuff. I sent it off to the other,
all right.
yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, because I wanted to get ahead soon, so.
No,
Yep,
that's
no,
because
that's fine.
I
Not feeling well and I forgot about it till today.
Oh, of course, okay. So both of us are doing
Yeah, I think it was fine. We're just seeing. There was a fair amount of sharing, so. We'll go.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Darla.
Vicky, are you finished?
Yes, I'm finished with that.
Wow.
Yep.
Is there-